Hi guys, it's Sam Heifel. I am here at New York Comic Con with the cast and mastermind behind Containment. I'm going to have you guys introduce yourself so that our listeners can know your voices. You want to start?
Sure. I'm Chris Wood.
And I'm Julie Pleck.
I'm David Jesse, not the mastermind. That's Julie.
That'd be me.
I'm just an actor.
Allegedly.
I'm Claudia Black.
I'm Hannah Mangan-Lawrence.
Okay. Well, it's so funny. When I was preparing for this, my first question before I saw the show was going to be, how gross is this virus? And then it's pretty gross.
You saw it.
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's pretty disturbing. But, like, I'm interested, Julie, like, how do you craft a virus? Were you like, I wanted to kill people quickly, I wanted to do it this way? Was that like a process?
Yeah, well, we knew from watching the Belgian series, we obviously had a template to work with, and we also knew that we wanted, story-wise, it to be rapidly accelerating and to kind of hit hard and hit fast. And so it's funny because all my years of, horror movies and vampire shows, everyone was like, so what do you want it to look like? I'm like, well, they should have crusty butter on the nose and pussy eyes and a little bit. Like, I just said it like it was no big deal. And everyone was like, ew. And I'm like, what? What's the problem? So I guess I'm not as squeamish as I maybe once was.
Yeah, I made the mistake of like eating. Viewers, don't eat while watching Containment. So did you all then all go back and watch the Belgian series?
I didn't. But no, I didn't, because I think it's quite different. Like we're trying to do something a bit different, and it's nice just to kind of have a surprise each time you read a script.
Yeah, I saw just before I think I auditioned, I saw a couple of episodes or around that time, and then I decided whether I got the part or not, I didn't want to see any more of it. Just because I don't want to have any expectations. Sure. I think life is full of expectations, and I want to eradicate as many of those as possible.
Excuse me. Let's do that again.
This is live.
I didn't. I didn't watch it, and it was a very specific choice for me not to, because we had a conversation, and I loved what Julie said. I loved what David Nutter said, and I was quite interested in going on this journey and exploring who this guy was and who the series was. And it's interesting what you say actually about the illness, because now I'm further on. It was a page turner to start with. Now I'm struggling to turn the page because of worrying what could happen to any of us. So it's done really. I probably should be more modest. I think you might like it.
We like it, is what he's saying.
We like it.
So
I did watch the Belgian film.
You're the standout.
I'm the one. I watched it before I had read for it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I knew that they were doing it, and I got the pilot script, and obviously was really intrigued and everything. And then watching that format, knowing that we were going to be basing it off of that, it wasn't going to be that show, right. But getting to see that sort of suggestion of the world and how they handled it, knowing what it could be, and seeing what the character that I was reading for was, I just watched it and said, okay, I need to. And
then you're like, I get to wear a uniform. I'm
yeah. Yeah.
I get to be a big boy.
Exactly.
Like, what have you all learned about infectious diseases? I feel like this is such a gross interview, but I am actually interested in
Don't get them is
well,
usually.
It's not good.
New knowledge.
I'm a different person in public restrooms now.
Oh my God.
I'm a different person. I could tell when I came to America for sort of press tours and things that there must have been some episode of 2020 or some kind of big journalistic push for something really gross that happens in hotel rooms or bathrooms, just by the way people started behaving, in public spaces.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Containment's going to do, because now I go into public bathrooms and I wash my hands the way surgeons do. Always put one of those.
Do you turn it on with your elbow?
Yeah, elbows if I can.
Yeah, do that too.
Bathrooms always put the seat cover thing on rather than even attempting a hover or whatever. So I'm just very, very careful with all of it now.
It's so serious. Like I had a moment in a cab that we were packed in this cab, and someone sneezed at the front of the cab. But I ended up in a car, not with you guys. I was with another show. So all this show were like, oh, and then they were passing mints round and like taking them. I was full on sweating because then I'm trying to work out how I'm going to get the mint with my elbow and throw it in the air. Seriously. And then it comes to me, and you're like, you can't be antisocial and not take one. Do I take it and slyly chuck it back, and then I'm eating it? It was real. It was a real problem. I generally stay out of the cordon. Lex doesn't go in. So
Okay.
He's a big,
for that
big
reason.
baby.
Big, massive.
I feel like for
Massive
cities
baby.
with
Stay alive.
public transportation, this show is just going to change
Oh
their
God,
lives.
the Atlanta airport. Every time I fly now, I'm like, okay, so I'm getting on the train and I'm holding the strap, and I'm like, how many people have held the strap? And then I try to do the thing around the pole to stay, so I don't lose my balance. I'm like wrapping my whole arm with my sleeve down on the pole, but then your face like brushes up against the metal pole, which is just nasty. And then the escalator is like a mile long, so you kind of have to hold on. You're like, I don't know who touched what on this thing. It's hard.
And paranoid.
Yeah, and people sneezing. I mean, people sneeze and they don't do any kind of, they don't try to cover it with their elbow or their hands.
We're a
and-
right laugh to be with, though.
Super fun. Really loving. We're really
Come hang out with us.
Touch each other.
Yeah.
I will say things to strangers. I will see someone sneeze, I'll say, Gesundheit, and whoa, what a shame you didn't just cover that one.
It's an interesting thing on set too, because if you get a tickle in your throat or if someone coughs or sneezes, we have to start the takeover because you can't
Right.
you can't be clearing your throat in the middle of a line because you could be sick.
That's a massive plot
So-
point.
By the way, I feel like we're sitting a little too close to each other right now.
Yeah, it does
Or just
feel
not
really
feel
nice
like
after we're
sweat.
talking about it.
We're all going to have to stay in this room now for 48 hours.
48 hours.
It'll be great.
What is each of you all's kind of like greatest fear in terms of like an apocalypse? Like mine is zombie because I, for some reason, legitimately think it could happen and I'm horrified. But like,
Would you survive it?
yeah, I totally would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think you would. I think you would
Have you done
definitely
one of the
survive it.
zombie apocalypse tests online to see how long you would actually last?
No.
Those are real. I mean, like they actually.
Okay.
Those zombie
I'll do,
tests are
I'll do
real.
that. and
Those
actually
tests are
update it.
real. Get prepared. Get prepared.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of the zombie thing because I feel like, zombies are slow.
Yeah.
And then I've got a lot of friends who are kind of like badasses. Like I feel like Zach Rourke and I just like pop into the back of his truck and hit the road, and I'd be fine. I'd be totally fine. But it's like the dirty bomb stuff, like where the water's tainted and there's no food. And like I don't know how to light a match. I light a fire without
Light a
a match. Yeah, I barely know how to light a match. That's where I get nervous.
Yeah. Okay, what about you guys?
But you.
Me?
Mang.
I've definitely become a bit more of a germaphobe with this show. So the thought of an actual outbreak is a little more scary because we sort of live in that world every day. So
Yeah.
every time I hear a news story, and you notice the things you're working on more, the verbiage of a cordon.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden I see it popping up in news stories overseas for more so quarantines when they have like a hostage situation or things like that. But it comes up and that's how they handle it, and it's just terrifying.
Well, and that's the thing that when we were talking to the people that made the Belgian series, they said that they had complete cooperation from the Infectious Diseases Center in Antwerp, because they were like sort of, hey, if you make our rules your rules, then you are doing the public and us a service
Sure.
by telling the story this way. So I feel like should Atlanta fall victim to any kind of viral outbreak, like anyone who's watched
should
the
just
show
put
will
us
know
in
what to
charge
do.
of it.
Plans and-
If
Yeah,
it
that's gonna
happens.
go well. But like, just
Elbows, people. Elbows.
Okay, let's go down the line and each of you give me a hashtag that describes what's coming next in this season.
Oh shoot.
Chris is all over it.
Hashtag heartbreak.
Yeah, that's true. Hashtag mucus. Ooh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, let's not use that one.
Hashtag gripping. I paused to try and make it more
you gotta talk
profound.
into the
It
I
works.
don't know.
mic, David.
Is this better? Is this working? 1, 2. Are we on? Hashtag gripping.
Okay.
Better the second time.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was gripping.
Okay.
Sorry, sorry.
Claudia?
Gripped.
They're all going to be spoilers. I have to be really careful.
That's good.
Right,
That's
yeah.
a solid
Hashtag.
Oh. Hashtag screaming in lots
Oh.
of different ways.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Hashtag tears.
Hashtag tears.
Yeah, that's a good one
That's
too.
better than mucus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's a redo. Hashtag tears.
Hashtag hope.
Hashtag.
Okay.
It's the show. It sounds awful
Hashtag
when you
hope.
just say like
This
muteness
is
and
like-
heartbreak
this
that
is
no
like
one's gonna watch.
13 minutes of germs. No, it's actually a really lovely show, believe it or not, about a friendship and relationships and survival and
Different
hope.
ships.
And
Yeah.
No ships.
No
No
ships.
ships. For God's
There are
sake.
no ships in our
Bite your
show.
tongue.
Read the script.
Well,
Bite your
I
tongue.
haven't gotten past the second
ships that
episode
may
yet.
have sailed,
Okay.
ships that may still be in the port.
Okay. Well, I feel like
metaphorically.
hashtag hope is a good place to end it. But thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you.